What's up, everybody? So I have a brand new brush pack I'm going to give away for you guys for free for Procreate. So I have a new cartooning brush. I just call it Cartooning 2.0, and you can use it for inking or sketching. So by default, the stabilization is turned up pretty high on this thing, so you can get your nice little line work if you're for whatever little illustration you want. It doesn't have like a super sharp point. It's kind of rounded, but that actually works pretty well. But if you want to sketch, just go into settings, and under stabilization and motion filtering, you can turn those down or off all the way if you want. So it's good for sketching, or if you have a steady hand, inking as well. Next on there is a scar brush. I just call it Scar 1. So if you're doing your characters and you want to give them some little scars or details, whatever you might want, it's a stamp essentially. So you just tap once and you can add like little scars to your character. Scar 2 is essentially the same thing, but just a slightly different pattern. And it's pretty accurate to where you press it as a stamp. And if you want to, change positions, just rotate your screen around, and you can get different directions with it. Crisscross patterns if you want to. Next up is called Grit 1. As you can see, as I drag it across my screen, it just adds these like little random squiggles and little cool effects. So next up is called Grit 2, and it's another variation of that. So this is more like straight lines. Next up is called Grit 3. You'll see me use this a lot in my other illustrations, but it's more, I like using it more like a stamp, but you also can brush with it. But if you want to just get specific areas that you want to add like little dirt and Grit 2. So next up is the Detail 1 brush, and it's like a stamp, so you'll see me use this also in my little illustrations. And how this works best is to rotate your screen in the kind of the direction you want to go. So I'll kind of use this to like trace the face. Maybe I'll make this smaller. So I kind of have a streamline turned up a little bit on this, but I'll just use this to add like little detail lines. There we go. So I add maybe like 2 there. Just add them periodically in there. Just adds like a really additional layer of texture to your illustration. Next up was Details 2. So it's like a little similar, but a little thicker and a little bit more spread out there. So I'm not going to go too crazy with this, but I do want to give you an example of how I would use it. I'm just rotating my screen because this is in a set position. Next up is Scratchy. So like it says in the name, it adds this little scratchy texture to your illustration. Just play around with the size that you see fit. And the last ones are more towards like cartooning style illustrations. So if you want to add like a wrinkle to like a forehead or something. The next one's called Cartoon Chin, and it's just a little swirly little line. This character has hair and like a little beard, so you wouldn't really see this. But again, this is good for cartooning. And the last brush in the pack is called Stitches. I've actually seen a few people make this on TikTok, so I figured I'd give it to you guys for free too if you don't feel like making it yourself. And if you have, use it creatively however you want to. But I've seen this used in a variety of ways. I've used it in some of my illustrations for like, cartoon bears, like stuffed animals, and it literally just looks like stitches. So you can kind of use that however you want to in your illustration. Give me a like and a little follow there because it helps with the algorithm and stuff. Anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoy this, and I will talk to you soon and give you some more cool content.